I'm suing the defendant for negligence. She's the mother of a kid at my daughter's school.
Did you know him before this?
I did not, Judge.
Okay. And how long had your daughter known him?
They're acquaintances, Your
Okay.
Honor.
And I'll tell you what, since the parents get involved later, I'd like you to step up, please. If you don't mind, no. Ms. Sasha Hammett, go ahead and come forward. Tell me about what happened, darling.
It started a while ago, Your Honor. I was asking for morphine.
Okay. How did you know that he would have any?
He was going about at school, bragging about it to his friends. I overheard him.
Okay. And why did he have it?
He explained to me that he was searching through his dad's old stuff in his closet, and he found it in a bin.
Is Dad around, or Dad passed away?
My husband passed last year of pancreatic cancer.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
All right, so they were leftover narcotics, and according to you, he had been bragging at school, and what does it have to do with you?
Yes,
You
Your Honor.
asked for them?
Yes, Your Honor.
How? What did you say?
I sent him a text and asked him if he still had them.
And what did he say?
He tried to dissuade me,
And?
and I kept asking.
All right. And then tell me about the day that you get your hands on the drugs. Tell me how that happens.
So he brings them to me at school,
Okay.
and that was pretty much it. We didn't talk the rest of the day.
Where did you do them?
I went home later that night, and I took them in my bathroom, Your Honor.
Okay. And how do you learn that she has overdosed, Mr. Hammett?
Yes, Your Honor. My son, her younger brother, really traumatized because of this event, finds her on the ground in the bathroom.
Okay.
She was throwing up, and she was barely responsive. So I rushed her immediately to the hospital, Your Honor.
Okay.
They're in the emergency room. They came up and they told me that she had overdosed with morphine. They used Narcan. They pumped her stomach, and she stayed overnight.
Okay.
So it was a
Had she
horrible
told you,
experience.
Dad, I took some drugs, or no?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Was she verbal? Was she able to talk to the doctors, or you, or anybody else?
She was, during this whole event, she was barely responsive. Afterwards, when I found out, when she began to recover, I asked her, honey, where did you get these drugs? And she told me she got them from the defendant.
Okay. Mr. Chen, can I have you step up? Okay. Tell me about the conversations that you had with Ms. Hammett regarding the drugs.
Yes.
By the way, are these drugs in what form do they take?
Your
Are they
Honor.
pills? Are they what?
They were pills left over from my husband's hospice care.
Okay. All right. According to her, you were bragging to people at school that you had them, that you'd found them.
It wasn't like that. I've been having like such hard times, so I was kind of going through all Dad's old stuff, and I kind of wanted to see if there was any piece of him left that, you know, wasn't out in the open, and I found his box of old stuff, his baseball cards, some old hats, and, you know, I just left them there. I noticed the pills, but I didn't think too much of them. And then I went to school. I wasn't bragging. I don't even have that many friends to brag to. I just was sitting in class with one person. I was talking to him about it, and then Sasha was sitting 2 seats behind, and she heard. And then I didn't even think she was listening to our conversation, but I just told them, like, yeah, these are the stuff I found, and they were also like a bottle of pills.
And then what? Tell me what Sasha says.
And then I really did not know she heard, but then later that day she texted me and, you know, asked for them. And then the entire month she just keeps and keeps asking every time I say no.
And you're saying no each time?
I'm saying no.
Coming up on Justice for the People.
Is this the first time you do drugs? Yeah, I think the answer to that is no, right? Be honest. You're in court, you're under oath. Come on.
Yes.
I feel like this girl is going to have a hard time because she was told no, and is clearly an advanced, conscious person that wants to experience something so crazy at a young age, to be on morphine and like high and like it's not a like she might as well be doing 10 doses of heroin. Like it's not a good place to be dabbling. I don't think that the defendant, I mean the other guy, I forget which one, the plaintiff and the defendant, I think the Asian guy, he might not have any responsibility. She thinks she needs to learn her lesson, but let's see.
I've done drugs before.
I don't even know, Your Honor, if I'm gay or not, but she was threatening to tell the entire school that I was. And, here it's like pretty tough for people who are LGBT. I was afraid that maybe I was going like for people to maybe not want to associate with me anymore, maybe not being able to get jobs, and even like my physical safety. Like people have gotten beat up like at nights from this. Like if I were to go outside at night and maybe walking home late, like I was afraid. And so she really threatened me to like basically blackmailing me. And
Give me a moment and let me look through the text.
So this is hitting hard for certain parts of the community. This is something that sadly we have to face, is possible hate crimes, endangerment, walking home, having people follow us, running away. I one time got away from two guys on a bike, or I was on a bike and they were in two trucks coming home from Taco Bell. Bree Geiger can vouch for this. I went to her dad's house and I was crying for my safety. Couldn't make it all the way through my nice neighborhood that had all these like greenbelt cut throughs and stuff like that. I could have been sexually traumatized, or they were gonna beat my ass or kill me. So yeah, like this is turning hard. This is what happens in 7th grade, 8th grade. People get vicious and they are very advanced with doing stuff at a young age. And that is so sad, because some of us are called gay and then we don't get to hang out with the cool kids, and then we don't get to do all the stuff at the right time. And then we grow up to 21, 25, experiencing everything late. Like we don't get to experience things at the right time, and then people can come along and out us and then put us into safety issues and education. Like not being able to learn in high school is probably the hardest thing to do, because you are so struggling with like fear and like not having friends and people picking on you that you can't learn. You get depressed and have anxiety. So let's keep watching how this unfolds.
I know you said no before, but I was thinking on Sunday we could maybe just take one pill. Sasha, I'm really not okay with that. It just feels so wrong. Oh my God, it's not a big deal. Maybe, but it is for me, so it's a no. You're being so lame. On May 16th, you should bring those pills too. It would be so much fun. You don't respond, and then 4 days later, why haven't you texted me? Just been busy trying to help my mom. Okay, you're not mad, right? No. Okay, good. It was just kind of, and then you tell her, it was just kind of lame for you to keep asking for the pills. And you're literally being so lame about it, she says to you. Annika and I were talking about it, and seriously, you need to grow up. You say, what the hell? She says, you're such a baby all the time and doing this pity me routine. What is she referring to? About the death of your dad?
I think so.
What were you referring to? The death of his dad?
Not entirely, Your Honor. He has this way about him at school where he just always head down and everything and wants everyone to pity him and
leave me alone. He doesn't need your pity. He wants you to leave him alone and stop asking for the pills. And everyone knows you're gay. See, you can't even respond to a message. You're such a baby. He asks, what did you mean by everyone knows I'm gay? To which you respond, what, like it's a secret? And he says, yeah, Sasha, it kind of is. Did you tell anyone? Had you confided anything in her at that point that she would confront you like that?
I'd never confided in her. I would never.
What did you mean? Okay, you said, did you tell anyone? That's the only reason I asked. Why does it matter? Are you serious? No one cares. Sasha, please don't tell me you've told people, please. No, I haven't told anyone. Why are you doing this? I will tell people, though. What? Only way is if you give me those pills. Sasha, I can't give you the pills. Please don't tell anyone. I told you, if you don't want me to tell anyone, then you'll give me the pills. Mom, you read this obviously before you gave it.
Yes, ma'am.
I can't, Sasha. My mom will notice. Then be sneaky.
So one evening, late at night, my door is being absolutely pounded upon.
How late at night?
9 o'clock. Pounding at my door. I've never seen this gentleman before in my life, and he is acting absolutely crazed, screaming that my son is selling drugs and caused his daughter to overdose, and it's my responsibility, and I will be held accountable. I've never seen this lunatic in my life.
When was that in relation to when your daughter OD'd?
That was the next night, Your Honor.
The next night.
And Your Honor, if I may.
Yeah.
At the emergency room, the medical personnel kept coming up to me and telling me, why did your daughter try to kill herself? Why did she try to kill herself?
Well, why are you looking at her like that's her fault? The person who over-ingested morphine was your daughter.
That's right.
Have you asked your daughter why she may have tried to kill herself by taking too many? How many pills did you take, darling?
Your Honor, I only took 2, and I did not try to kill myself.
Okay, but that you sure took a risk, not knowing what effect it would have on you. Apparently, those 2 in your little body, which is 50 pounds soaking wet, was a lot, right? Because the doctors told you that you overdosed, right? Okay, so did they imply that she took more than 2 pills?
They said to me, Your Honor, they found so much morphine in her bloodstream.
Okay, so then it sounds like she didn't take 2 pills.
So I was horrified. I was furious. I was scared, Your Honor.
Okay, but
procedure is, when you have dangerous medication like that, immediately when you can't use it anymore, you're supposed to dispose of it.
Is that what you do?
That's what you're supposed to.
Is that what you do? Because that's not what I do. And I'm a pretty careful person.
Respect.
Who made you take the drugs, sweetie?
Peer pressure from my friends.
Okay, nobody made you. You
No.
put them in your mouth because you wanted them.
She's a
I know
drug
you wanted
addict
them
and she's
because
14.
you weren't in a situation where peer pressure was involved. You were the peer applying the pressure.
How old is she? 18?
You were literally threatening to out him, which is his decision at the pace he wants, if he wants. It is absolutely no one's business. Instead of making sure she has accountability for her actions, because drugs are always going to be available. You understand? So really, the big message you should be giving your daughter is how lucky she is to be breathing.
Absolutely.
Right? Did the doctors tell you? Because I don't think it was 2 pills, and neither do the doctors.
Your Honor.
Okay? And
I don't think that there is a case here for the defendant or the girl, for the girl to have any kind of way to sue, because one, she asked for the pills a lot and he told her no. And this is what happens in high schools. People are bullies. And bullies get what they want, but then it will kick back at them when there's legal issues, when they get in trouble. And this girl's way too young. I don't even know how old she is. I don't even know if they said her name, her age. But all I know is this is too young to start an addiction. If this girl is going to do the same thing and manipulate her way through getting Xanax or any of the other opioids, it's just like a slippery slope. So I don't think that this kid is going to have to pay. If anything, she should be sent to rehab or some sort of summer camp where she can't do anything. Let's see.
threatened him to private information in order to get her hands on it. I don't think anybody in that household was negligent. You should have told your mom. Rather than giving her the pills, you should have talked to your mom. She might have figured out some other way to keep her mouth shut if that was your one concern, such as talking to dad, whatever. But you know what? That is nowhere near a transgression as that was. And what caused her to have her overdose was not Ms. Chen. Verdict in this case for the defendant.
So that's an interesting case. Yeah, the daughter and the dad highly not in the right lane. Even without outing somebody, I think the way that she went about manipulating, whole part of it is like, you do not need these drugs. And if you force them out of me, it's your own fault. And that's what happened. So, tough luck, girl.